want? Your father.
Is it done then? Has the fool ended himself? Or did the ritual fail entirely?
This shade is cycling through events of the past, and perhaps has been ever since its death. I cannot say this for certain, but it is likely the one he is speaking of is the one who became the Guardian.
Him? You mean he who became the Guardian? We aren't even allowed to use his name, you know that. Yes, I knew him, taught him, and watched him toss it all away. I did not tutor that boy for 20 years, only to have him turned into some mindless monstrosity. A waste, I say. Yes, he devised it himself. No, I'm giving the dwarf too much credit. Ananias had his help. My old apprentice helped devise the very ritual that would rip away his mind. He was always the patriot. Sacrifices must be made for the good of all. Illefarn is a great nation, and preserving it is our responsibility. Well, I say this. Let the weak and the worthless make the sacrifices. That boy had a mind in his bone cage. He might have advanced the study of magic, but instead he threw it all away for love of country. Gifted? I suppose, for a human. Bah, yes, he was gifted by the hells. A quick mind, a sharp wit, a noble spirit. Have you ever noticed, I wonder, how those who have everything are always the quickest to throw it all away?
He was a fool, and you call suicide noble? I can't believe I'm letting you lead us.
I agree. There is nobility in such acts, and the courage they inspire in others to make similar sacrifices.
I heard how it ended for him, lying there screaming for near 100 days, with that fool girl at his bedside, as the weave slowly burned away what was left of him, bit by bit. But he got his wish, didn't he? Lost himself and became the Guardian. All that he was, all gone. Yes, I suppose I will follow.
Everyone, grab a buddy and let's head out.
Yes. Who approaches us, sisters? Does it look on us? Does it pity us?
Make it leave us, sisters! Of voices we hear plenty!
We were the Silken Sisters, the pride of Illefarn. Sword and spell we wielded, 6 we were, but now are 6. 6 we were, and now but 1. It wants our tale.
Will it free us? Will it kill us?
Yes, a bargain, a story told, exchanged for peace. An end we crave, an end for true.
Know that I do not believe it possible to destroy these spirits. They are bound to the King of Shadows, and as long as he exists, they shall as well.
Does it know the Guardian? Does it know how the Guardian fell into shadow? We were the first sent against him. Sharpened swords, sharpened spells, went into the forest where he was strong. Went in 6, came out 1. Went in 6, came out 1. He spied us in the wood. He fell upon us, drained our lives, and left our spirits naked, helpless. Left our souls screaming in the dark. But that wasn't all, was it, sisters? No, he was angry. He wasn't finished with us, not yet. He scoured us bare, made us shadow. He can work shadow, shape it as he wills. He worked us like clay, like white, hot steel. 6 blades, hammered into one. Kill him for us. Show him justice. Show him pain. When 6 were joined, some voices were lost, mouths sealed, minds pulped. 3 remain. Here we came, by roads unknown. This place is strong with his contagion, strong with his reek. The communion tree? Then it seeks to combat him. Come, sisters, its hopes align with ours. Let us follow.
Do I live? I thought not. You know why? No pain. Never fought a battle and came out feeling like this. Like nothing. The last battle, when all that remained of Illefarn went out to meet the Guardian. They say we won, walled him up in some plane of shadow. But I don't call that a victory. Victory's when I swing my axe and split my foreman's skull. That was no victory, even for the worm. Of course not. The worm was on our side. A right hero he was. Wizards called him up from somewhere. Said he'd come to put an end to the Guardian. Good thing we had him, too. He fought even tougher than he looked. Managed to distract the Guardian while the wizards did their work. Ended bad for him, though. The Guardian did for him, like he did for all of us. We saw him fall, just dropped out of the sky, all shining, like he was carved from diamond. The wizards weren't ready yet, so they sent us in next. Last I remember, the whole host of Dardath was marching forward, me and a few others at their head. Then, all around us, these little shadows. They were everywhere, hundreds of them. And one of them, he was just there, in front of me. All of a sudden, so close, and he reaches for me, and... Not at first. I think I would have gone with the others. I could feel them, you know. Feel them drifting off, going somewhere. But not me. I made an oath. It was before the battle. Swore I wouldn't come home till the Guardian was slain. We all said the words, but I meant them. They beat him, those wizards did. They trapped the Guardian. I don't know how I know that, but I know. Aye, whatever you need. Thunderbelly's your dwarf.
I can smell you, plunderer. I can taste your steel and hear the rustle of the hundreds you've slain, swirling and fading in your wake. That I can't. My eyes he took. My eyes and my name, my future and my past. Names? You won't find names in this place, plunderer. Only questions. He's drained us all of names just like we took his. Yes, our guardian. I wonder, have you asked yourself the question? Have you seen past the ramblings of priests, past the sobs and sighs of broken minds, and spied the real conundrum? Yes, think of him. The perfect protector. They stripped him of his name, so he had no pride. They stripped him of his self, so he had no ambition. His purpose was as pure as it was simple. to protect his nation and destroy its enemies. He wasn't flawed, he was perfect. Yet still, he was our doom. But here's the dirty little secret, the one that the others won't tell you. We struck first. We never bothered to learn his intentions. Who can say? The blood-drunk elf girl swooped in before we could ask, before we could think. Yes, the Guardian's nature had changed, but what did that mean? What did he want? Revenge? Did he want his life back? Did he simply want to feed? We didn't even try to find out. As for me, I don't think his motives had changed at all, nor have they ever. Perhaps, or lacking an Illefarn to defend, he is simply trying to destroy her enemies, wherever he perceives them to be. Or perhaps it is merely the ramblings of a shattered and nameless mind. Make of it what you will. For my part, I will follow you and say no more.
He burns. He screams. Someone must stop this. Why will no one listen? Guardian, is it a crime now to call him by his name? His real name? That man is gone, they tell me. Gone! If he is gone, then who lays in the temple, writhing in agony and calling upon the gods for release? 10 days have I sat vigil with the Guardian, as they call him now. His pain has only worsened, when Anais promised it would ease. Who is... Do you mock me? Or is the dwarf afraid to face me? He knows he has done an evil thing. He may talk all he likes of patriotism, of sacrifices for our nation. A century of peace is not worth such suffering. How can we call ourselves civilized when we ask a good man to endure such pain? To become some unfeeling thing? The weave fills him. It boils in his every vein, day and night, 10 day after 10 day. Is it not enough that he must sacrifice his very self? You will? It's been so long since anyone's listened to me. Or has it? Come with you? Very well, I will. I will follow.
You must pardon me, friend. It was not my custom in life to greet visitors with swarms of undead. I am called Anais. Yes, I suppose I must. That is because I suffer my torments in good conscience. These others, they're here for different reasons. Some are held here by pain, others by anger or regret. I created the Guardian, you see. Yes, me, a silly fat dwarf. I created him, later tried to destroy him, and I would do it all again. I make no apologies. Indeed, the fault is mine. If it makes you feel any better, I have been trapped in this foul undeath for more centuries than I dare to count, and I will likely remain here for many more. It's not a pleasant fate, but I would gladly endure my torments 100-fold before I took back the decisions I made. After his corruption, yes, we tried twice to destroy him. Well, I'm told they tried again afterward, but by then, I was dead. First, we sent the Silken sisters against him. Silly and foolish, those elf girls, but brave too. I warned them not to strike the Guardian. I counseled our leaders to withdraw, to pull all our folk from the Heartland, and to regroup, to make a plan. The sisters were destroyed. Then our leaders turned to me, and I devised the ritual, the very ritual of purification which you seek to complete. We failed. The ritual functioned as expected, but there was dissent amongst us. Some of the wizards, old friends of his, refused to strike. They tried to reason with the Guardian instead. As friends, and arrogant ones at that, they believed that their counsel could change him where the power of Illefarn could not. How could they expect not to? He had been their friend. Surely he would remember them, listen to them. Their minds understood the power of the ritual, but their hearts did not. Nothing more than could be expected. The Guardian was no longer a man, no matter what his friends believed. We were divided, and the Guardian slew us, drained our lives, everyone. And with us perished the might of Illefarn. A great man, a patriot. Can you imagine such a sacrifice? He didn't simply give up his life. He offered up his very self for his people. The consequences. Thousands of innocent people protected from the wrath of Netheril, an enclave of culture and tolerance preserved against a canvas of hate and war. No, I do not regret the consequences. The Guardian saved my people. A man can act for good purpose or for ill, but he cannot predict every consequence. Walk down one street instead of another, and you might doom someone to die. But you are a fool if you blame yourself. The Guardian was conceived with noble purpose. I foresaw no evil in his birth. My conscience is clear. Aha, then you seek to combat the Guardian. Of course I will help you. Lead on, and I will follow.
You'll follow me, won't you?
In ancient times, the Guardian was created to protect Illefarn. If the time has come to dismantle our great instrument, you will be an agent of its destruction. Take this blessing of communion. May its soothing light comfort you on your travels.
The fourth part of the ritual is complete. Focus your will upon the statue. Know that though the King of Shadows may wound you countless times, you have the power to undo the damage he does to you, or to others.